Today, I am sharing 3 easy ways to stop negative thinking in its tracks. Hello, and thank you for taking a moment of your day to be with me today. My name is Dom, and I help people to step into their truth and power. In this video today, I am going to be sharing with you 3 easy ways that I've been using to stop negative thinking in its tracks and to slow down my thoughts so that they don't consume me. So when it comes to negative thinking or even overthinking, the key to this is being able to detach. Detaching ourselves emotionally from any form of thoughts, and instead of judging them as good or bad, just simply becoming curious about them. So I kind of relate this to the experience of people watching. Have you ever been people watching where you just go and you sit on a bench and you just watch people as they walk by? If you've never done this, I encourage you to do it sometime. Not only can it be really entertaining, but you really learn a lot about people. You can do this just by going to a park and sitting on a park bench, or even going to the mall and sitting down on a bench and watching people stroll on by. Now, as you watch them, you're not judging them as good or bad, you're just witnessing them and how they're showing up to what's going on around them. When we show up this way to our own thoughts like this, it allows us to understand what we're thinking from a completely different perspective. And just as we wouldn't randomly get up and start following a person walking by, we don't want to just randomly get up and start following thoughts that fly into our mind. We can come to realize that we are not our thoughts, and we don't have to follow every thought that comes flying into our mind. It's in this process of observing our thoughts and not reacting to them that we begin to take our power back. So the first way to stop negative thinking is to neutralize our thoughts by disconnecting ourselves from our thoughts and simply just standing back and observing them. To do this, we have to start with the premise that everything in life is fundamentally neutral. All experiences are neutral, that everything can be viewed from a place of neutrality, and nothing is actually positive or negative until we associate that context to it. What we usually do is we immediately and automatically associate or tag the meaning of our experiences as being positive or negative. So the next time you have an experience where something is happening to you, before you might immediately fall into like, oh my God, I can't believe this is happening kind of thing, right? There's like a negative thought process to this. Now that you have this awareness, you get the opportunity to slow your roll and say, wait a minute, what do I want to experience? Do I want to have a negative experience? Do I want to have those negative thoughts? No. So what I do is I remind myself that all experiences are neutral, and then ask myself, what is the gift for me to find or discover in this experience? Back in 2018, I had a really tough experience. My dog Lexi got really sick in the middle of December. She wasn't even 2 years old, and within 5 days of her becoming sick, just 3 days before Christmas, I had to make the really difficult choice of having to put her down. It was the hardest experience I ever endured. I could have easily sat in that guilt for weeks, the negative thinking, the guilt. But instead, I reminded myself that all experiences are neutral, and I asked myself, what is the gift for me waiting for me to discover from that experience? Well, I discovered how much we loved that dog. I got the gift of taking some amazing memories of her with me. I got to experience the gift of courage in myself in a really tough moment. And the moment I made that decision, the first thing that flew into my mind was, how am I going to share this with my boys? And all of this just a few days before Christmas. Courage was a gift for me, because without it, she likely would have suffered greatly, and it could have ended much more tragically and potentially on Christmas Day. The fact that this happened right before Christmas was a gift. because the holidays actually created a nice distraction to help the family move through the grieving period more easily. What I've realized is that no matter the experience, I have agency over all of my thoughts, and I get to choose my perspective about everything. The words we speak are extremely powerful, and the thoughts that we have are our inner dialogue, the inner conversation that we hold with ourselves. And they too are just as powerful, and in some cases even more so, because every experience we have is always going to be rooted back to how we think about it. And so having this awareness can sometimes feel a bit like a paradox, that in order to be able to control negative thinking, you've got to let go to control it. And this feels so contrary to everything we're taught, right? Normally when we want to control something, we want to hold on to it. We try and hold it more tightly. But for this, holding on to negative thoughts only perpetuates more negative thoughts and feelings. So letting go of it and stepping back to observe them is really, really powerful and a very effective way to stop negative thinking. And if you've ever tried meditation and have had a hard time trying to control your thoughts, this method of just observing your thoughts can really help to stay in your meditation. So the second way you can easily stop overthinking and negative thinking is to get the thought out of your head and into your body. I learned this technique from the book, The Power of Now. And the idea is when we get the thought out of our head and we put it into our being, our body, we can't be overthinking it anymore. So we can do this right now. It only takes a moment to do. I invite you just for a moment to close your eyes and extend your arms out in front of you with your palms up. And I invite you to take a slow, deep breath in from your diaphragm. Feel it into the core of your body by putting all of your awareness there and holding it for a moment. And as you exhale, focus on the awareness of the palms of your hands and the flats of your feet. Let's do this again. Taking a slow, deep breath in from your diaphragm, feeling into the core of your body, and putting all of your awareness in your core and holding it. And as you exhale slowly, focusing all of the awareness on the palms of your hands and the flats of your feet. Put your hands down. As you are doing this, you're grounding yourself by neutralizing the energy associated with that negative thought in your mind. And you're taking out of your mind, putting it into your body, and in essence, out and into the earth. In doing this exercise, we become very present to the moment. All worry and negative thoughts just begin to evaporate. So becoming present in the moment is the solution to negative thinking. This happens because you're allowing the present moment to be, and your mind is able to relax into realizing that right now you are safe, you are okay, and everything associated with those negative thoughts begin to go away. These have been some of the most powerful things that I've learned and practiced and that have changed my life over the past number of years. Now, the third way to stop negative thinking and overthinking has to do with our physiology, how we actually carry ourselves. So when we're immersed in that negative thinking and it's beginning to consume us, it's just because it's a habituated pattern that we've likely been doing for a really long time. So the idea here is to become aware of and to break the pattern. So I actually learned this from Tony Robbins, and he refers to this as changing your state. In changing our state, we move our body in a certain way while also saying a phrase. This is what breaks the pattern. The phrase I like to use begins with I command. There's something about I command that's very authoritative and it's powerful. There's power behind it to change my state. So what I like to do is I like to hold my hands out wide and I like to clap, because there's like something's going to happen in that instant of the clapping. And with the I command, I'm vocalizing, I'm taking authority over my thoughts. So what this looks like, I command for this thought to leave my body now. I command for this thought to leave my body now. I command for this thought to leave my body now. With authority, with command. It works. In doing these three things, we can move that negative energy, these negative thoughts out of our bodies very, very quickly. I also recently recorded a visualization exercise that I do, which is designed to also calm the mind. That only takes about 10 minutes to do. If you would like to download it, I put the link for it below where you can download it for free, so you can give that a try as well. And so I'm curious, what do you do to stop negative thinking? What are you taking away from this video today that was valuable? Share it in the comments below and let me know. And if you found this video helpful in any way, I invite you to pay it forward. Pay it forward by sharing this video online with your friends and family. Allow them to benefit from this information just as you have. And so with that, I'd like to thank you for joining me today. And until I connect with you again for my next video, stay well, stay healthy, and stay empowered.